it's an exciting time because it does a couple of things. One is it's global. That means that you can send it anywhere. You don't have to pay Western Union 16% when in sending money to another country. You can, if you're stuck in Syria and the government of Syria pushes you out and you have a lot of Syrian money and you end up in Europe, nobody in Europe wants to take your Syrian money. But if you had Bitcoin, you could just start your life over again, buy a house and get going. And so it's global. It's decentralized, so it's not tied to any government. And this is much more familiar territory for somebody who's in Argentina or Nigeria, where they don't trust their currency. Their currency drops 30% a year, and it's like a hot potato. People are saying, no, don't give me pesos. I want dollars or I want something else. Except recently when the government printed $12 trillion, the U.S. government printed $12 trillion, we know that our dollar dropped by at least 20% right there. And if there is a plan to continue to print money, then there will be an inflationary spiral. And so your gold bet might not be a bad one, but gold, you can't use gold to go buy a Starbucks coffee, but you can use Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, there are only 21 million of them, and so it won't inflate and lose value over time. In fact, as more people do what you did, which is we're stuck in place, what do we do? Why don't we try a Bitcoin wallet? As more and more people start realizing that it's the easiest way to move money around, I think more people will, as more people use it, the value of the currency goes up. And if I needed to send you money right now, the easiest way for me to do it would be to send it right to your Bitcoin wallet with my smartphone. It's also transparent, and that means that every transaction is open to the world on the blockchain. And that means that, the U.S. Marshal's Office was thinking that this was horrible because people were doing criminal activity with Bitcoin. Well, then it turned out that they were catching everybody because they saw it. It was all right there on the blockchain. And as more people attach their names to their accounts, we will have the most honest system. I mean, if you're a criminal, I recommend you use cash. I do not recommend you use any cryptocurrency because it'll be on the blockchain and it'll be proven. It'll be right there. Yeah, and Keep and Handshake and a number of others. We are very interested in this new technology. It's more than just a currency. One more thing with Bitcoin, the beauty of Bitcoin is it keeps perfect records. And so ultimately, I want to be in the venture business, raising money just in Bitcoin, investing it just in Bitcoin into startups, having them pay their employees and suppliers just in Bitcoin, and have the entire system built on a smart contract, which means the contract's built into software. So there's no discussion, there's no legal, there's no transfer agent, there's no accounting, no auditing. It's all done. It'll save us all a fortune in transaction costs and all of that extra, all the extra support services that we pay. So long term, there's no question in my mind. It's just better currency. Now, why do I invest in some of these other currencies? Well, I look and I say, well, each one of them has specific value. It's a little like, hey, I shop on Amazon. That Bitcoin's like Amazon. They're the center of all cryptocurrency. But then there are all these specialty stores that I also want to invest in. ANT, or the Aragon. They actually are creating a new form of governance where you can have a trial jury online through a decentralized program. That's cool. That could be really interesting. Tezos is the first token that allows you to use proof of stake rather than proof of work. So all those hundreds of thousands of computers that are watching the Bitcoin blockchain use up energy. Tezos' system doesn't require a whole lot of energy to keep track of that blockchain. It also is one of the leaders, along with Ethereum, in smart contracts. Mm-hmm. And so long term, it might be that we build our smart contracts on Tezos. Each of these has its own special technologies, and when there are really good, driven people focused in creating a new currency or a new way of operating in a decentralized way, I'm interested, and I will fund it. And but I look at Bitcoin as, hey, that's like holding future cash. That's the future of currency, and so in general, I recommend, if people are interested in this, to start with Bitcoin, and then if they keep getting more interested, then if you're going to put money into any kind of, buy any other currencies, I would do a lot of research to figure out who are the people, how motivated are they, how driven. I've had the benefit of, since I did the Silk Road purchase, and since I invested in the first two ICO companies, I guess there was the DAO before the two ICO companies, but I invested in those two. I was the center, and I got so much deal flow from all of the people who are doing anything around cryptocurrency. And so I was able to start building judgment and see who was really driven, who was going to make a big impact on the world through their currency, and who was just doing it for, a quick hit. And so this is a really, it's an exciting time, because Bitcoin, along with just being a great currency, it also created a whole new industry where if you've got, there's so many other currencies out there that are doing something very similar, but it also created the blockchain. You can put more than currency on a blockchain. You can put data of any kind on a blockchain, and it will be permanent data. It will stay right there.